So I just beat Ultra Nightmare, and I'll be saying my thoughts on what we are doing over as it plays. The early game of Ultra Nightmare is honestly by far the hardest part, especially the gunner spam, which basically makes you either need shield, medic, or something that can't be shot down. We did a mix with golden juggernauts, artillery, and combat drone, as well as golden mobster for some reason. Basically all of the enemies in the early game are stealthed, so make sure whatever you are using has stealth detection. Artillery is actually insanely good for the early game, which is honestly really surprising since it's kind of like a power crypt tower. I also got some XWM turrets, not actually for flying, but actually for Titan charges later on. I'll be mainly focusing on these XWMs for DPS for the time being. Meanwhile, the rest of my team gets golden mobsters for money and medics, and as well as upgrading the artillery and combat drones. On wave 13 or 14, the aforementioned Titan charges appear. Because they have 75% laser resistance, if you're mainly relying on golden juggernauts for DPS, you're gonna struggle. Luckily, they were a non-issue with XWMs. A ton of these guys show up on later waves, and also I used a mechanic where if you upgrade the shield tower, it automatically applies another shield to help defend against the shooters. After that on wave 20, the trio of bosses show up, as well as 2 kings and a high health battering ram. We honestly shredded through this wave, but though they did actually get really far. At this point, we all started getting behemoths. I got bottom half while everyone else got top half. I also placed an EDJ for some of the behemoths to make them cheaper. Now basically, after that we just got more DPS basically. We started to spam some golden juggernauts, some bottom XWMs, and some war machines which got buffed in this update. On wave 30, 3 ginger dreads appear from the Christmas event. They kinda shredded our defense, but they weren't actually that strong health-wise, so they died pretty easily. After that, we just started maxing out our stuff and getting refractors. I also felt like there's a lot less air enemies this time, which was good since we didn't actually bring much anti-air turrets and stuff. On wave 35, a couple of destructors and high health Jaegers appeared, but they were honestly really easy, and there's not really much to say. And then after that, on wave 39, we got a quote-unquote boss, but his animations broke and he got melted. He barely really even did anything. On wave 40, X-2 troopers and fighters and a bunch of Jaegers also showed up, but yeah, once again they got completely destroyed. And once again, on wave 44, 3 Apex Predators showed up, which also completely got destroyed, and also then the Alpha Predator, which did get kind of far, but also quickly got destroyed and was not much of an issue. And then on wave 44, X-2 troopers and fighters, Eradicator MK2s and the Plus variant, and Eradicator's MK4 all showed up and they got completely destroyed and barely made it anywhere. And then finally on wave 46, which is the last wave, the Emperor showed up again with more Eradicator MK2 pluses, X-2 troopers and destructors, which spawned periodically throughout the battle. He honestly wasn't really that much different from normal Nightmare. I think his attacks were slightly stronger and he had a bit more HP, but we pretty much destroyed him, and he did get our base kinda low, but we were basically still chilling. Overall, it was honestly a really good mode, though the later waves need a huge buff, they were really easy.